Okay, this is a really, really good question.
I want some nasty. Are we having fun yet?
Okay, so I often do this and I did it again. So I asked you guys, are there any questions or any topics or any takes that you have that you want to briefly discuss? Now, the way that I like to, or I've always wanted to structure this channel was to make it more of a question or pose questions to you guys, just us in general, so you guys can talk about it in the comments and we can just, have discussions, because it shouldn't be me sitting here like lecturing you or only giving my take like it's the end all be all. Like I truly do like having conversations. So but yeah, hopefully I'm doing a good job of that. I'm gonna keep going at it, but that's how I always want this channel to be structured, more like a community. Okay, we might disagree, but a community nonetheless. All right, so let's talk about this. This is Art H67. He said, I don't know if it's been asked or discussed already. Who do you think will mesh extremely well together like Big Three did, or the Twin Towers? First and foremost, we probably don't have that on this current roster yet. Okay, probably not. I'm just gonna make an assumption that probably not. If you can come up with 2 or 3 players in your opinion, for example, do you think it'll be Jeremy Sohan and Isaiah Roby, or all 3 Sohan, Roby, Zach Collins, or Primo, Sohan, and Keldon, etc., etc.? So really great question by Art here, and I'm gonna give you my take. Now, before I give you my take, really quick, I keep bringing this up. Thank you guys so much. You sell out the not jerseys. You sold out the shirts or whatever. They're gonna be back. I'm sending them out at the end of this week. We'll have more of the greatest of all time in my new one, but don't worry, like more are coming. All right, it's just I'm trying to ease into it. I don't want to be overwhelmed, and I want to make sure that I give everybody, what they ordered. So just be patient, but it's a process for me. But they'll be back. We're gonna get it popping. All right, so let's go ahead and talk about this. Whew, great question, my guy. All right, so this is my take, and I was actually saddened by your comment because the last one you put was exactly what I was gonna say. Like after I read this, I was like, oh yeah, I already know. And then I kept reading. I said, crap, he said it already. I actually do believe it'll be this. Primo, Sohan, and Keldon. Now the reason being is, first and foremost, hold on, this is way too loud in my ear. First and foremost, I think that Josh Primo is a very underrated facilitator, but he also has kind of the mentality where, and this is the type of game I think he's going to have. Okay. I know a lot of people compare him to Kobe. And I see it as far as mannerisms and how he carries himself and confidence and stuff like that. But I don't necessarily think he's going to be a player that goes in and his main goal is just to score. He kind of seems like he wants to facilitate. It's a weird thing, okay? Because I think that his best ability is to score. Like that's going to be the best thing that he does. But at the same time, I can see him with the type of personality that he has is to get his teammates involved first. And if that doesn't work, then he starts scoring in bunches in the second half. And it's been a continuous theme. I saw it in G League. I saw a few glimpses of this during this season, but obviously he wasn't really in that position. And I definitely saw it in the Summer League, okay? So this is a continuous trend from Primo, and I just have a belief that that's going to be his game. He even did it at Alabama. So I think that's the type of player he is. I think that's probably the type of person he is, and that's what gets him going during the game. So thinking of him in that framework of being more of the facilitator, but also being able to score when you absolutely need him, I think that he's going to be able to gel perfectly with Keldon Johnson, because the one thing about Keldon is I don't necessarily think Keldon can create his own shot efficiently. But one thing Keldon does do exceptionally well is he is a phenomenal catch and shooter. He's a great catch and shooter, great cutter, great communicator on the offensive end. And I think that when I look at the way that Josh Primo passes, his skill set there, he'll be able to set up Keldon Johnson pretty well. And if he can get to the point where he is a little bit more aggressive offensively, I think that it's going to open up things so much for Keldon, because Keldon is a really good catch and shooter. Like this past season, it started off kind of rocky. He fixed a few things, and he was just almost borderline automatic with his catch and shoot. Now, that's one level, all right? So I think that Josh Primo and Keldon are going to be able to really gel. Also, because Josh Primo's personality on the court is slightly different than Keldon Johnson's personality. Keldon Johnson is shoot first, okay? He wants to attack, and Josh Primo does not mind having his teammates take over if it means they're being successful. That's the vibe I get, okay? Now, when it comes to Jeremy Sohan, I think he's just such a great jail guy. Even if you picked anybody else on the team that you think could be like a big three, I don't really see how you could leave Sohan out of any of those lineups. He is a phenomenal glue guy, very smart defensively, smart offensively, can do so many different things, good screener, smart cutter. I think that it's just going to be a beautiful, beautiful thing. One thing that the Spurs have been missing, especially this past season, is a big man that can create. Like the last time we had a big man that could genuinely create was probably Pau Gasol, right? Like Pau Gasol, Boris Diaw, and Tim Duncan, like really good passers who can create for their teammates. And we haven't really had that. We haven't had that extra pass. A lot of this previous season has been DeJounte Murray gets a pick and roll from Jakob, and it goes to Jakob, then the ball doesn't move again. Or, you know, he cuts it out to a different teammate. But it's usually, if it goes to Jakob, it's not moving, okay? And that's what I've seen. But I feel like with Sohan, it's going to give you another layer of offense. So when he does a pick and roll with Sohan is going to find teammates. I think Josh Primo, he might very well have a lot of pass to assist, okay? But yeah, but that's just how I see it. I think that he's such a great glue guy that I can't not include him in that big three on guys that's going to gel. And also super high IQ, Josh Primo and Sohan. So I just feel like they're going to really resonate with each other. But yeah, I think they're just going to really play well, but I don't know. I'm kind of babbling now, but those are my thoughts, okay? I think Josh Primo, Keldon Johnson, Jeremy Sohan easily. And if somebody wanted to say Devin Vassell replaced Keldon Johnson for Devin Vassell, I would not be angry with that one at all either. That would be a good one too, because even Devin Vassell showed that he's a good catch and shooter as well. So I don't know. You guys let me know what you think. We'll see, obviously. But I do think that this was a good question nonetheless, and it's something to at least think about. I'll give it to you guys later, man. If you want to support the channel, only $2 per month, Patreon, YouTube links below. Until next time, deuces.